Vikings, let's win the game!
Hey, Vikings fans! The latest Minnesota Vikings news updates have just come out. First up, a stunning new addition that no one saw coming, already being touted as the next big thing to electrify the Twin Cities. Next, we've got the tale of an athlete snatched away by rivals. You won't believe the shocking details of this missed deal. Then, the incredible comeback story of a cornerback who refuses to be forgotten and is set to shine at the minicamp. And last but not least, head coach Kevin O'Connell dropped a bombshell about which linebacker will be the key player for the Vikings next season. And no, he's not talking about Van Ginkel. Could it be a rookie or another veteran stepping up? Gear up. We're diving deep into each of these strategies because today we're going beyond just the headlines. Welcome. Show your Viking support by reaching 100 thumbs up on today's video. We kick off with a gamble many thought was risky, but it's shaping up as a masterstroke for the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, folks, we're talking about a pick that seemingly came out of nowhere, and today I'm going to break down why it's causing such a stir among fans and experts alike. Who would have thought that young Kobe King from Penn State, taken as the 202nd pick in the draft, would bring so much excitement and hope to the Minnesota community? This unexpected choice is sparking intense discussions. Some analysts, like Alec Lewis, argue that picking a linebacker wasn't necessary given the current team setup. However, I strongly disagree. The Vikings definitely needed to beef up this area, and King's addition not only brings depth, but also a fighting spirit against the run, something our team has been keen to bolster. But who is Kobe King? This youngster, projected by many to be chosen earlier in the draft, is described by Kwesi Adofo-Mensah as a high-capacity player with potential to start very soon. In the words of the general manager, "I'm really excited to bring him on board. Often in football, we make things harder than they need to be, but it's a meat and potatoes game at some positions, and linebacker is one of them. He's someone who plays with range, tackles. He's a really physical knockback, impact tackler." Adofo-Mensah highlights King as an intelligent player who processes the game well, excelling in both on-field communication and direct confrontations, with a physical and aggressive approach, making him a perfect candidate to strengthen the defense. The reality is, despite the presence of established players like Blake Cashman and Ivan Pace Jr., King's arrival is shaking up the internal dynamics, putting even newcomer Brian Asamoah in a precarious position. The internal competition is heating up, and believe it or not, this tension could only lead to positive outcomes for the Vikings. The team needs that spark of competitiveness to elevate their performance. And let's not forget about the financial aspect. For example, Eric Wilson has come back to the team on a contract significantly more valuable than his predecessor, indicating the importance and investment the Vikings are placing on the linebacker position. Funny how the most uncertain choices are those that can completely transform the game, right? The case of Kobe King is a brilliant example of this. From uncertainty to the promise of incredible potential, this draft pick could be a cornerstone for the Vikings' strategic scheme. And this, my friends, is just the beginning of what we have today, because now we've got a twist no one saw coming. Blake Mangelson, known in the sports world as the Mangler, made a decision that left everyone shocked. After receiving an invite to join the Vikings' rookie minicamp, Mangelson decided to say no and go a different route, signing a contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers as an undrafted free agent. Yes, you heard it right. The defender chose to join the rival team. This move might seem like just another transfer, but the story behind this choice reveals a lot about the dynamics and strategies of the NFL. The Mangler, a formidable defensive force who stood out at BYU, was anticipated by the coaching staff to fortify the Vikings' defensive line. With his impressive stature of 6 feet and 5 inches and 270 pounds, Mangelson seemed like the perfect addition to bring more solidity to Minnesota's defense. However, the details of this decision indicate a significant shift in Mangelson's expectations. The offer from the Steelers, apparently more appealing, highlights the fierce competitiveness behind the scenes in the NFL, where every career decision can change the fate of a player and a team. Mangelson's capacity to handle physical challenges and his quick adaptation to the Steelers' requirements were decisive factors in this move. It's said behind the scenes that losing the Mangler was an unexpected blow for the Vikings, but it's also a reminder that in American football, as in life, we don't always get what we want. Mangelson's departure sounds an alarm about the Vikings' need to be more assertive and strategic in attracting talents that can make a difference on the field. Curious how things unfold, my friends. In other BYU news, Minnesota signed the Manglers' teammate last weekend, pass rusher Tyler Batty. Batty secured a deal worth more than $250,000, noteworthy for an undrafted free agent contract, so at the very least, he should stick around on the Purple practice squad in 2025. He wasn't drafted last weekend due to his age. Batty will be 26 before training camp and the preseason. The story of the Mangler and his choice to go to the Steelers will be a hot internal topic of debate. Could the Vikings have offered something more persuasive? Could this move have long-term implications for the team's strategy? Now let's move on to the next news with another surprising update worthy of a movie script based on true events. The journey of Tommy Hill is a true example of resilience and potential. Coming off an impressive 2023 season at the University of Nebraska, Hill faced a considerable setback with a foot injury last year, but that didn't stop him from seeking his spot in the NFL. This cornerback, who wasn't drafted, arrives at the Vikings minicamp not just as a mere participant, but as a figure loaded with expectations and promises. Despite the adversities, Hill's story is marked by overcoming and brilliant moments. His performance in the game against Colorado, marking an impressive pick six, and the fierce fight with the talented Travis Hunter are testimonials to the skill and fighting spirit he brings to the field. These elements have the potential to transform the Vikings' defensive environment, bringing a new dynamic and a vital reinforcement to the team. The decision of the Vikings to bring Hill to the minicamp as a tryout player reflects this hope. With a history of performance that defies expectations and coverage that impressed many critics, Hill represents the type of bet that could unexpectedly yield valuable fruits for Minnesota. His recovery from injury and ongoing development will be key to determining whether he can truly transform his potential into lasting success in the NFL. His interaction with the coaches and his ability to adapt to the Vikings' strategy will be crucial. Given that Minnesota didn't select a cornerback in recent drafts and only signed a few as undrafted free agents, the door is open for Hill to stand out and perhaps secure a contract. His story is a reminder that the most direct paths don't always lead to the best destinations, and that sometimes facing adversities is necessary to truly shine. This young man has the whole scenario set up to prove his worth and perhaps secure a spot on the Vikings' main team. After all, as Hill mentioned on his social media, being underestimated only makes him fight even harder. We'll be watching, rooting for this underdog to emerge as a leader in the Vikings' defense. After this story of determination and hope, let's find out who is the player, in the head coach's words, who promises a huge leap in performance. As we move into summer and preparations for the new NFL season intensify, the spotlight is on the development of a rising star within the Vikings, Dallas Turner. The young linebacker, chosen in the first round of the 2024 draft, is viewed as a key piece who will make a huge leap in 2025, according to head coach Kevin O'Connell. Dallas Turner, who participated in 300 defensive snaps in his rookie year, displayed flashes of brilliance that not only caught the attention of coaches but also fans. The expectation is that he will play a much larger role next season. O'Connell was emphatic in highlighting Turner's capabilities, projecting a significant expansion in his participation and impact within the team. This optimism regarding Turner is not unfounded. Despite competing on a team with recognized talents like Jonathan Greenard and Andrew Van Ginkel, Turner has shown that he has what it takes to stand out. His performance towards the end of last season indicated that he is ready to take on a more central role, especially with some veteran players leaving who previously limited his playing time. The concept of too many productive linebackers being a champagne problem was mentioned by experts and by the official Vikings website, alluding to the wealth of talent on the team that paradoxically has prevented Turner from getting more opportunities. However, with the recent changes to the roster heading into the 2025 season, Turner is positioned to be one of the main players on the Vikings' defense. The rise of Turner is a story to be watched enthusiastically by all Vikings fans. His youth and skill show that he not only has the ability to adapt and improve, but also to significantly influence the defensive dynamics of the team. As the preseason progresses, all eyes will be on whether the optimistic predictions materialize, and if Turner truly makes the huge leap that O'Connell anticipates. At the heart of each Minnesota Vikings news we shared today, we see the emergence of new promises and determination. From Kobe King, a pleasant surprise in the draft, to even the bold choice of the Mangler to go another way. But also stories of resilience from Tommy Hill ready to give his best to the Vikings, and the promising leap from Dallas Turner. Each player brings a new layer of depth and strategy to this beloved team. May these reports not only inform, but inspire every fan to look towards the upcoming season with eyes of possibility and a heart even fuller of passion for the team. And now I ask you, loyal fans, what are your expectations for this next season, and what other moves does the team still need to make? Don't forget to share this video, leave your comments, and subscribe to the channel to receive all the latest news about the Minnesota Vikings. Stay tuned. SKOL Vikings, let's go!